You're listening to CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living. To learn more about who we are, what we do, and how we do it, call toll-free 1-866-928-3310, and we'll send you out a no-obligation information kit absolutely free. 866-928-3310. The CFRN Emini Futures Cast is now on Stitcher. Listen to us on your iPhone, Android phones, BlackBerry, and WebOS phones. Stitcher is smart radio for your phone. Find it in your app store or at Stitcher.com. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smarter way to listen to radio.
Are you ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah! Bert? Well, all right, fellas. Let's go!
You're listening to CFRN, the Christian Financial Radio Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/CFRN. Over 85,000 titles. Choose from mystery, romance, religion, science, technology, business, New York Times bestsellers, even children's books. You name it, Audible has it. With 85,000 titles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect audiobook for yourself or to give as a gift, and it's absolutely free. Just point your browser to audibletrial.com/CFRN. That's audibletrial.com/CFRN. And become a part of the audiobook revolution by downloading your free audiobook today. audibletrial.com/CFRN.
Hey trader, want to get rich quick? Well, good luck with that. If on the other hand you actually want to learn how to trade, the place to be is www.cfrn.net. Tune in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily devotional, and then spend the next 3 hours learning how it's done from professional traders who actually trade for a living. That's www.cfrn.net. Every trading day from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. CFRN, a community of believers who trade for a living.
Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN Emini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things Emini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro, and even T-bills. Joining us today from our studios in Boston, Mr. Michael Bork. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Monday, 26th day of November 2018. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I'm sure you spent lots of quality time with friends and family and gave thanks, right? We all have much to give thanks for. Yeah, we all have issues and battles and obstacles and stuff. That's life, like a roller coaster, up and down. So, no matter what's going on, we give thanks. Amen. It's nice to have a little extra time off. The markets were pretty quiet over the holiday. They put together a pretty good rally this session, beginning last night on the Globex Open. We'll get into that in just a moment. If you can't see the chart I have up of the S&P 500 Emini Futures, go to our homepage at CFRN.net. On the right hand side, click the big microphone, follow the instructions. You'll be registered in about 30 seconds. Once you do that, you'll be able to participate in the discussion, see the charts, access the chat box. Now, that's through the end of the month. Come the 1st of December, everybody has to register again. You only register once per month, but you do have to register once per month. Okay? We have a dual stream going at youtube.com/CFRN. youtube.com/CFRN. So anytime you're away from the office, you don't have your desktop, can't download software, just go there. Bookmark the page in your browser, and you'll be good to go. All right. All right, let me give you a little bit of news. We'll start here. All right. Bitfinex has raised the minimum fee imposed on fiat withdrawals to bank accounts. The Hong Kong-based cryptocurrency exchange now charges at least $60 US, or 0.1% of the withdrawn amount. Users who want 24-hour money transfers on working days will have to pay a 1% fee. The minimum withdrawal fee for fiat funds at Bitfinex used to be just $20. On November 11th, the exchange announced plans to charge a 3% fee on all external wire withdrawal requests exceeding certain frequency and size limits. More than 2 fiat withdrawals a month and more than $1 million in aggregate fiat withdrawals in any 30-day period. Now, this latest increase was not mentioned in their press release. So a bank wire is going to run you a minimum of $60, an express and 0.1%, express bank wire within 24 hours 1%, and high frequency or size 3%. Bitfinex is currently the 5th largest digital asset trading platform by daily volume, according to data provided by CoinMarketCap. The exchange has estimated that the new fees will not affect what it called regular withdrawals by most customers. Okay. San Diego-based FLX Partnership has announced the release of its latest cryptocurrency hardware wallet, the Flex One, FLX1. It supports 20 popular cryptos, including BCH, BTC, LTC, and yes, ETH. The device comes with a built-in rechargeable battery and Bluetooth wireless functionality. Mobile apps for both iOS and Android systems are already available. According to the developers, FLX1 has been designed with a number of security features. For example, it can disable communication automatically when signing transactions. The device also supports encrypted communication between each of its components. It is capable of detecting attempts to tamper with its software and can permanently lock itself. The wallet is even offered with a backup device, FLX Key, which can be used to restore account information in case the FLX1 is damaged or lost. The press release details that the backup process is integrated within the initial setup, the Flex key must be inserted into the hardware wallet, and the Flex One system will automatically copy all the important data. Portuguese football and crypto. Sporting Lisbon, one of Portugal's leading football clubs, has said it's considering its own initial coin offering, ICO. The team wants to issue its own token as an alternative way to raise funds. The local news outlet Dinero Vivo reported its management wants to take advantage of the opportunities that come with digital currencies. Sporting Club de Portugal is one of the oldest and most popular sports clubs in the country, best known for its football team. It now joins a growing number of soccer teams that have turned their attention to cryptocurrencies. In September, for example, the Paris Saint-Germain Football Club created a fan token. And earlier this year, Gibraltar United FC, a team that competes in the British Territories Premier Division, revealed it's going to pay its players with digital coins. In July, Portugal's financial markets regulator advised companies planning to launch ICOs to consult with the relevant authorities before conducting their sales. Sporting Lisbon's vice president told Vivo the club's management is currently holding meetings to discuss a potential ICO. We are looking very closely at this. This is a great potential for adding value to the sporting brand. And if this goes over and this takes off, does that mean every NFL team someday might have its own crypto? What about MLB? Yeah. Or the NBA? Well, that's a little bit of news for you on this kind of slow Monday. You know, it's the Monday after a long weekend, and it takes everybody more than just a cup of coffee to get woke up. It usually takes a day. So let's go look at the numbers from around the world. Okay. Now, these are cash markets. We'll start here in the U.S. The Dow is currently up 270 points on nothing. Now, let me just say that again. The Dow's up 270 points on nothing. Now, well, you say there got to be something. Well, there is something. Here's what happened, in my opinion. Things got so bad last week, the sell-off so severe, traders came in this morning and everything looked like a bargain. So what do? They started last night. They ran it up. They ran the Dow up 300 points. It's coming off. Can it stick? I don't think so. I think this is a bull rally in what is still a bear market to the downside. That's what it looks like. We'll know when things change, and when they do, we'll let you know. The NASDAQ up 92 points. Now, the Dow being up 269, that's over 1%. NASDAQ up 92, over 1%. S&P 500 up 27, over 1%. Russell 2000 up almost 14 points, and that's almost 1%. In the commodity basket, crude oil got to move on, up $1.27, trading 51.69. That's a 2.5% increase. Gold lost 79 cents so far, trading 1222.40 last. In the Asian markets, at the close, the Nikkei was up 165 points. Shanghai was down 3.5. Hang Seng posted a gain of 404 48 points on the session, almost 2%. And last but not least, in the European markets, the FTSE gained 83 points, the DAX was up 162, and the CAC was up 48. That's 1% or plus for all of the European markets. So they worked Thursday and Friday, and so they posted pretty ordinary numbers for today. U.S. lagging a little bit coming off the holiday. Now this run up, as you can see from the chart I have on the screen, if we take this leg up right here, you know what, we'll grab it from the low point. All right, now look where that 50% Fibonacci retracement sits. Right inside of last week's weekly trading zone. Does that mean we got to come here? No. We ran up, we pulled back, and we put in this high, which allowed us to draw these fibs, which gives us this 50%. But that always catches my attention. So it does, in fact, look like we're headed for the 38% Fibonacci retracement, which would be at 2654. Followed by this one that would be at last week's weekly trading zone, and we're at 2660. So those partners and passport holders know exactly what happened and why the market is where it is right now, and we have to give it a little time to sort itself out. We didn't have a lot of alerts on the Globex overnight session, or so far today, although we've done quite well, and I will show you exactly when I come back. Michael will come in now and give us a recap on whatever happened in the live training room today. Michael, if you're ready.
I am ready, and it was sleepy in the live training room, sadly. This morning was very slow. We did get the goal for the day. I did the math wrong, so I had to add one more tick on at the end to get it. But
awesome.
But we got it.
Awesome. Okay, well, let me put you on hold. I'm gonna run to get a coffee, but I should be back before you're done.
Okay.
Even though it's short.
Sounds good. Here we go. Let me just check and make sure you are looking at the right stuff, and you are. And we'll bring that up. Okay. Now, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday, the 26th day of November, 2018. If you have not taken a free trial, I always start out with I don't know if you guys ever notice that. Did you ever notice that? There we go again. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the home page at CFRN.net. Right over here on the side, it says 5-day free trial apply.cfrn.net. Click on that. Once you click on that, you'll be sent to this page. On this page, all we ask for is your email, your first name, how you found us. Hit the submit button. Once you hit that submit button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. Okay. Click on that confirmation link, and then we know you took the free trial, and then you'll get all the emails that you can stand. All right. As Dwayne said, the markets have been slow, and as I said, today is the 26th day of November, 2018. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you can read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. Today we lost 8 ticks in the euro, and we made 15 ticks in crude, putting us squarely at the goal for the day. Today it took 117 minutes to get there because I did the math wrong and I thought we were there after 80 minutes, but we weren't. So I had to get another tick at the end on crude, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. 117 minutes and 5 trades to get to the goal for the day, and we took a total of 5 trades. So on the month now, we're at $3,021. That's over 16 days, averaging $188 per day. 16 days averaging $188 per day. Okay, And if you scroll down here to the yearly total, we're at $34,400. That's over 218 days, averaging 157 per day. 157 per day. That's one contract, 2 hours per day. Now, on the gold, we didn't do anything with gold today. You see, gold was just a mess. It was in a slight downtrend, and then it just got really choppy here in the last hour and a half. The slingshot just was not giving us, it was saying stay out pretty much all day. It was saying stay out, and I'm glad we did. We didn't get any opportunities there on gold. On the euro, we had, see right in here, I had drawn this line because I was looking for it to get down below that. And then again, the slingshot was saying, you know what, just stay out. Right here, we had one short trade. I didn't like it. It stopped us out, and then it went and did what it should have done and put in a lower swing. But we never got another trade set up. Even during the break, we didn't get another trade set up. And that is totally odd. So we were -8 on the euro there. In the crude. Now, crude moved around some, so we did get some action here on crude. I'm waiting for it to, here we go. I want to scroll back to the beginning of the morning. Okay, now we started out here. Crude was in an uptrend, and then right at 9:30, it got sideways right here and didn't really give us anything. If you wanted to, nah, even that was wrong. There was an opportunity right here. Okay, and I missed that, but that was right at 9:30. So big surprise on a Monday. It looks like there was another momentum long right here. That would have been a break even. Okay, then it got sideways again and stayed sideways until all the way over here at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, I was looking at the downtrend here from the tops. That's why I didn't go for this bounce right here. And then when that didn't put in a higher swing, we didn't want to have anything to do with that one. And then it finally did put in a higher swing. And then it got really choppy. And then it came back the other way. Now, when it came back the other way, we grabbed right in here. Once we had put this lower swing in, right? Because we want to make sure that we're trending. With all the stuff that we do in the room in the morning, we want to make sure that we're trending. And we put this lower swing in right here. And once we did that, we said, okay, we'll go for the next one. And the next one was right here. We grabbed 4 ticks out of that. Put in a new swing low right here, just barely. And it came back up, and we grabbed 10 ticks out of that to put us at plus 14. Now, at that point, I thought we had our goal for the day. So but I was mistaken. When I was filling out the spreadsheet here at the end, I realized we were 1 tick away from getting our goal for the day. Now, in here, the slingshot was just not giving us any opportunity. Okay, because the markets were kind of choppy and back and forth. But over here, we had a close down below that trend line that I drew. And I grabbed 1 tick out of that to give us the goal for the day. That was where we got the goal for the day. Then it started moving down again during the break now. Problem here is that we had a momentum short going into dynamic support that had not been broken. So there's nothing you can do with that leg. But you could have grabbed that leg right there. Okay, and then one more right there. It changed directions, bounced off the BBC. It gave that, but it didn't put in a higher swing. So you couldn't take it a second time. You had to wait until it came over here and put in a higher swing. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, you could have taken a short right here. That would not have worked out, I don't think. But it just got really choppy in here. You know, I don't know that I would have called this a trending market right here. And that was it on the crude. We ended with plus 15 on the crude. Now, the ES, we took 1 trade opportunity this morning on the ES. But you see how choppy this is in here? It did have some opportunity here on the long side. You know, starting back here, it started out really choppy again. And we're not going to trade a non-trending market. Okay, we're going to leave that alone. And then it started to move up here, but then the cycle started to go down. We started to get some action over here, but we had the weekly trading zone right up above us. I think I was saying at this point, we're probably going to go right up to the zone here. And we did get up into the zone. And this is turned backwards on me. That is a bug. And then it came back off it. It pulled back, but the cycle was going up too steep for a short, so we didn't do anything. Got really choppy. Came back up, hit it again, came back down. And in this case right here, we were saying, okay, well, we're just going to take a shot at it. And it gave us a trade setup, a bounce off the BBC with the cycle going down nice and steep. The MA1 was also red at the time, and we ended up with a break even on that. It went right back up, tapped the zone to the tick. Then during the break, it came off it again. Okay. Now right here during the break, let's see, it pulled all the way down here. This right here was a shorting opportunity. I know there's dynamic support right beneath it, but the entry was above the MA1. So that was a shorting opportunity there. Okay. Then the cycle came up too steep. And we got over here, and this would have been a long opportunity during the break. Right there. That would have been a long opportunity during the break. Okay. And one more short opportunity over here. Actually, that's not a short because it would have been a momentum going into the, well, I mean, the trend line's right. I can leave the trend line on. But that was it. We ended up with a break even today on the ES. All that to say we ended up with a break even. Okay. So we ended up, let's go back here. We ended up exactly at the goal for the day today. And I was pretty happy to get that. We were -8 on the euro, +15 on crude. Put us at $100 a contract. And today it took 117 minutes and 5 trades to get there. And we took a total of 5 trades. So on the month now, we're at $3,021. That's over 16 days, averaging $188 per day. On the year, we're at $34,400. That's over 218 days, averaging $157 per day. $157 per day. Okay, so let's just look at this. Last month was our best month of the year. This month, we have 4 days left this month. So we're going to have some really good days to exceed last month's. But anyway, happy, being positive every time. I'm positive. Okay. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to the home page at CFRN.net. And right over here on the side, it says 5-day free trial applied.cfrn.net. Click on that. Once you click on that, you will be sent to this page. On this page, all we ask for is your email, your first name, how you found us, and click the submit button. Once you hit the submit button, you'll be sent a confirmation link. You must click on the confirmation link. Okay? If you don't click the confirmation link, we don't know you took the free trial. Okay? We don't know that you took the free trial. So, you got to click that confirmation link. All right? Okay. And with that, we can pass it back out to fabulous Phoenix, Arizona, Studio A overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Dwayne, if you are ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. That's good news. And
Chart.
let's see.
There we go.
There you go. Oops. There.
Done deal. Okay, S&P coming back. Watch that 50% Fibonacci retracement I have up on the screen. It's right in the middle of last week's zone at 48.49, which served as good support and then behaved as resistance. We got through it. We're coming back to it. Important prices, important areas, almost always tested. Now, should we anticipate a bounce when we get here? Yeah, that would be the most likely thing. Could consolidate first. Take a look at what happened over here. Okay, when we hit the weekly zone. We caught a bounce, but not a huge one. 26.49. We bounced up to 56. 49. We bounced up again to 56. Does that mean we'll bounce to 56 here? No. It just means that we probably will get some kind of a reaction here. Now, that's not a this week weekly trading zone. In fact, there's not a this week weekly trading zone in that immediate vicinity. So we'll watch it. It'll happen in the course of this program, unless this 38% Fibonacci retracement chooses to hold. Now, where are we in the big picture? Let's go look at the daily chart that we were using last week. This was from the swing low to the swing high of the last leg up. Now, we went through this all last week. When we hit 27.66, as discussed, we got a big bounce. And when we hit 27.36, we got a big bounce. At 27.10, we got a big bounce. 26.85, we got a big bounce. Then we said, if we take that 62% Fibonacci retracement out, then the last place for the market to go would be back down here to retest the low. But there's a chance it won't actually get to the low, because those who participated in this want to do it again, and those who missed this swore they would never miss anything like that again. Well, what was this? Well, we went from 2,600 up to over 2,800, 200 S&P points. $500 per point. You can do the math. Okay, so you can see why people would want to get in and buy their ticket early, and all those kinds of things. But there's an issue with that school of thought. And let me show you said issue. When we look in our rearview mirror on the daily chart, what do we see? A bearish cross. Price has pulled away. Price has attempted to pull back. Now this is a daily chart, so this could take a couple days, but if buyers are able to persist with their financial commitment here, pushing price back up to this 62% Fibonacci retracement, it's going to be just about the time that the BBC also tags that 62% retracement. So price could come up. We have a confluence here. We hit the 62% fib from the downside. See, coming down, it was support for a couple of days, and then it gave way. And now if we come up, high probability it will become resistance. So with that overhead as resistance and the BBC overhead as resistance, everyone buying this market today, right here, right now, might just be a little premature. And some people might have figured that out. Now, is it any mystery that the market found resistance right here, right where it did? No. Well, I mean, it's no more mysterious than the support it found right here. But I've said too much. All right, let's take a look at let's see. I know that we did okay, so I don't know. All right, then we'll do it this way. I know I just had the Concierge Trade Alerts open, so let's just move through those real quick. Let's take a look at them. Hey, Michael, is John out there?
Let me take a look. Let me take a look. John is out there. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to go ahead and open his mic.
Okay. I will open it up. There you go, John. You have an open mic. And we don't hear John.
No, John's not there, man. Well, let me see if I can get this HTC to fire up. Anybody out there with an Android phone who, when it boots up, instead of just showing you the home page, it looks like some Tetris video game kind of thing? It's very odd. And if I play around with it for a while, I don't know what it is I do, but I just keep poking at it, and then finally the right screen comes up. So I don't know. I'm not. Okay, guys, we caught a little reaction off of that 38% retracement. Now that's just on an hourly chart. I normally have a 30-minute up. You know what? I'll leave it on an hour today, just to show you there's no magical time frame. I know because I spent a long time looking for it, and I finally convinced myself it wasn't there. Yeah, see, like the home page right now, it says it's 10:42, 60 degrees outside, but everything is in those pixelated graphics from like the 80s. And it just, now it's making, now it's going ding ding. You swipe it this way, you swipe it that way, nothing happens. Swiping, swiping. That's, you hear it in the background? I mean, it's like it's working.
I hear it.
But it's got this crazy screen up. Huh. Then it goes to a key. Yeah. Okay. Let's not do this during the live radio show. Alright, I'll play with it later.
Okay.
I'm sure it can be healed. Alright. Boy's just going to town over there. Alright. Okay. Pack into the bag of rice. I don't think it's not a water issue. It's, I don't know what it is. Okay. Last night, if you guys want a, grab a screenshot, go ahead. I'm going to pull this up real quick. These are the Concierge Trade Alerts from last night. Basically, if you bought 2662 on the S&P, and if you bought 24,465 on the Dow, 1507 on the Russell, and 6573 on the NQ, take the rest of the week off. Goodness gracious. Let's have a look. S&P 2662. Here we go. 2662. Okay, we'll get these fibs out of the way for the moment. Just remember that 50% Fibonacci retracement from the last leg up on this hourly chart. Last week, one of last week's zones, 48.49, seems to be beckoning, but we'll see. Got to get through that 38% Fibonacci retracement first in order to get there. And by the way, if you did not see the Fibonacci webinar we did a few days back, the video is available. Go to youtube.com/CFRN. Okay. All right. So from 62, we got to run up to 66. So that's 4 S&P points. Not a bad day's work. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. If you take nothing else away from this radio program over the years, please take that as our gift to you. Okay? Because if in fact last night you opened your email and it said consider buying 2662 and then you actually did, Well, the market put 4 points on the table. It's $200 per contract. Now, what you did with the $200 that the market put on the table, that's up to you. And that's a lot about what our mentoring program and the training is. It's all about helping you learn how to do these things, because there's no magic. There's no parlor tricks. One might think there are, with all the stuff there is for sale out there. Nothing will allow you to become consistently profitable in the market except one thing. Only one thing can do that: learning how to trade. That may sound deep, that may sound mysterious, but the only way you could become a stonemason is if you learn how to lay block or rock. Am I right? Yeah. If you're going to run a sawmill, I guess you got to learn how to use a saw. So these are the things that are all part of our mentoring program, training program, the passport, all of it. It's everything a trader needs. It really is. Because you open an email and it said, you know, consider buying 2662, hands out 4 points, gets back below the trigger because important prices, important areas are almost always tested. Off we go again, and this time from 62 we run up to 71.75. So that's almost 10 points. We'll call it 9. All right. So that's $450 per contract. Now that is the swing high, right? And we can get out at targets, we can get out at final targets. Getting out at a swing high can be difficult. Now to the naked eye, yeah, you might not have seen this, but I want you to notice that this candle here, it actually dipped back below the trigger too. See, it's real easy to see this one, back below, up again, okay? But here we get below the trigger, we rally back up, we open here, this runs up. This is a green candle, part of its life, okay? So actually you went from 62 back up to 67 again. So that's 5 points. That's what the market put on the table. What you did with it, what you took of that is yours. And now we see where the market is. It looks like it wants to come back and test this 50% Fibonacci retracement and the zone. Does it have to? No. We'll wait and see if it does, though, because if it does, it should give us a pretty tradable bounce. John, is that you? John.
No, I don't hear John.
Not John. No, I thought
it's not John. Not John.
Oh. I'd bring him up if my phone worked. Oh yeah, it seemed like the other day pushing on the volume button might have done something. That's where I got his number. I could call him. Huh. I'm sure once I Google, why does my Android phone look like Tetris? They gotta have an answer. I think. Maybe if you just hold the button a while. Yep. I just held the button a while. Okay. History. It's almost like learning a different language, but not quite.
Why would you go away from the iPhone?
I probably won't. I'll probably end up with a 10 at some point in my life, but I just don't have immediate plans. I think my wife wants to give me one for Christmas, so I might let her, or encourage her. Hey, if you can say something clever, I'll be right back and we'll call John.
Okay, I will say something clever. Something clever. Okay, Yeah, back into the bag of rice, Joan.
Hello.
Yeah, now the rice has been steamed though, so that's not good.
Hello?
Okay, so we've got a big ugly red candle right here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And we can hear John in the background.
And John will be
There he is.
right here.
There he is. Alright, he's working it out. Okay, he was almost there. We could hear John in the background. Yep. Let's try it again. Okay, I'm going to say something clever again. Something clever.
Hey, did you send that? Did you send that out today?
Send what out?
Oh, I don't know. I just got some confirmation thing coming through on my phone. Maybe it's from the other day. Oh, yeah, that's from
Yesterday.
November 21st. Oh, okay.
21st.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it's last week. I do have something to send though.
Yeah. Okay. Please do.
Okay. Split?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, John, you coming on or not?
It sounded like he was fumbling around with his
Jim's
microphone.
crickets, man. All right. This is getting way too dark.
I'm ready. I'm on.
Oh, there you are, buddy.
There he is. There he is.
All right,
Okay.
now we got him. How are you? How was your weekend?
Not too bad, thanks. Not too bad.
I see the guy won another Grand Prix.
Did he? I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
oh, you mean Hamilton?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Hamilton.
I thought you meant the golf.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it was a heck of a race. And that crash, I don't know whether you saw that crash, where the car got flipped upside down.
You mean there was another one this weekend? This past
Yeah,
weekend?
yeah.
No, I didn't see that one.
But, he walked away from it, thank God. But Hulkenberg in a Renault car. But it was. I mean, look, this guy is really. He broke another record yesterday. He scored more points in a season than any previous driver ever of all time. That's that win yesterday gave him enough points to score more than, I think he scored 406 points altogether, and I think he was about 100 points ahead of the next guy, which is pretty impressive.
So how do they get these points? Is it awarded for winning the race?
They get the 20. I think the winner gets 25 each race. I think the second gets 15. And then the third gets 10. I think that's the way it works, something like that. And then down to 10. I know that if you come in 10th, you get 2 points. I think so. It's sort of from 10 down. From third down. You've got a few points each place, and that's how the system works. For the whole year. But I mean, look, he didn't walk away with it yesterday. It was a kind of a tough race because, for some reason, recently the Mercedes keep pitting kind of early, and he was one of the first to pit yesterday. Which, when you're watching the race, you sort of see him at the top, right? Because he started off, he was on the pole, and he's won more poles than any Formula One driver by a large amount now, by about 20 or 30 even, more than Schumacher, who's the greatest ever. He's got 83 poles. So when you're sitting on the pole, you've got an advantage to, if you can get ahead, you can hold your lead. Well, he held his lead for about 15 laps or so. And of course, when there's a crash, everybody slows down. They have to keep their place, but they can't overtake or anything like that when there's a crash until the stuff is all cleared up. So he pulls ahead again, but then he goes into the pits. Well, then he comes back out. By the time he comes back out, he's like number 6 or 7. By the way, I was looking at something on YouTube. The fastest pit stops right now are 1.9 seconds. Can you believe it?
How much?
1.9.
1.9.
They changed 4 wheels.
That doesn't even make sense.
They changed 4 wheels in 1.9 seconds. I'm telling you, it's incredible. And that wasn't even Mercedes. That was a Williams car. it's hard to get down to 2 seconds. Most of the time they're about 2.2, 2.25, 2.5. But still, to be changed four wheels in that time is I mean, it really can't get any faster than that. I mean, that's really just about it.
John, I'm gonna put you on hold for just a second, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm still here, John.
Okay. So
So
go ahead.
I was going to say, how many people does it take to change 4 wheels? And
there's a lot of them. There's about 12 or 16. There's a lot of guys there, doing different things. But it's really it's talk about a fine art,
Yeah, I guess.
Sometimes they make mistakes,
Yeah.
Like wheels don't get put on properly and things like that. The NASCAR is a different ball game because, and by the way, they have to fuel the car as well. That's another thing. I think they fuel them as well. But in the NASCAR, the fueling takes longer. They still do the old watering can type thing. They've got a big, they have to stick that into the back of the car. That takes a while to fill them up. So the NASCAR pit stops are usually much longer, and they're harder cars to kind of get up on and change the wheels on.
So they have just like one lug nut on those wheels?
Yeah, they do. They literally do. They only have one thing. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was going to say. Yeah. Imagine the practice that they put in for that. It's crazy.
Yeah, no. Well, I guess they get. I mean, they're so finely tuned. These. I mean, the competitiveness is just amazing. And but it's very. I mean, look. For the first time in history, every guy who started the season finished the season. And I think also for the first time in history, every driver in the series won points. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So it tells you that even the guys who are coming last are managing to get places every now and then. So in other words, enough to earn a few points. So it's I think next year will be a pretty interesting year. It should be pretty exciting. And when they're going to start to add more locations in 2020, including Vietnam, a street race in Hanoi. And I think possibly by then they might have a street race in Miami as well, and maybe even New York, which would be really something. That
would be something.
Spice up the calendar. Yeah. The markets today, well, first of all, we've been looking for this post Thanksgiving rally, and it started, listen, we sold off really badly on Thanksgiving towards the end of the day, the day after Friday, which was, kind of a tough place to rally from, if you like, because it didn't. So what happened is yesterday the market opened a bit lower last night, and then it turned and really started going up. And I guess the impetus was the deal, the Brexit being approved by Europe. I think that was quite an important factor in the overnight rally. But there was something else going on, and the Asian markets, the Nikkei, literally went straight out of the starting blocks and had just an enormous rally overnight, 500 points upwards. So, and that's what really spurred this market on. So, it could have been intervention, because Trump's been dropping a lot of hints. So maybe they started, doing a coordinated intervention, China, Asia, Europe, and so we had this big rally. Then we were doing great, and all of a sudden Morgan Stanley came out and downgraded U.S. stocks to a sell. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. So, and the guy who runs Morgan Stanley, he's pretty sharp. He's pretty smart. He pretty much called that top like we did back in October, 2nd of October. Or maybe it was a bit early, so late September, early October. And he's been saying ever since, don't buy this dip. But I guess the market proved him wrong yesterday. But anyway, they came out with this news at about 10 to 11 this morning Eastern time, and the market took a bit of a hit. But it's trying to rally back a little bit right now, but it's not really doing. The Dow's not getting any traction at all at the moment. The Nasdaq's bounced a bit. The Tesla is acting really well today. It's up about $15 or something like that. It's doing well. Yeah. You know, and this could. I mean, look, this market could rally still this afternoon, because remember, a lot of people were upgrading at the top, remember? They were downgrading, and they have a habit of downgrading near the lows, so it's possible this guy may have made a mistake. But there is, you know, obviously this is a pretty big week, because we've got, you know, this big meeting of the G20 at the end of the week. I mean, most of the time, these G20 meetings, usually the world leaders get together and either declare, or they either talk in secret or they talk openly about revving up the world economy. And I would say, given Trump's feelings about the market, he's probably going to be the cheerleader in chief at this G20 to get the world economy moving, because and obviously if he's able to pull off a deal with China, that's going to be very helpful. And remember, they've already started a pretty big stimulus program. If you look at the Chinese markets over the over the last week or two, we're putting in a potentially major bottom. It's been a struggle, but we're getting up towards the high end of the range, ahead of a possible upside breakout. And if we do get a breakout, it's quite possible the Chinese market could really rally very substantially next year, and maybe into 2020, in spite of all the negative stuff they keep saying about China.
Yeah, it's turned into a real mess. Sorry I've been gone so long, but thank you for carrying on.
That's okay. The other thing is the gasoline, you know, the energy is rallying probably because of the cold, and may have put in a low somewhere down in this general range. You know, if it continues to be as cold as it looks like it's going to be, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the crude rallies a lot more from here. And then, you know, they might rein in production. They're talking about cutting half a million barrels a day, or maybe even a million barrels a day. The other thing is this climate report that came out. I mean, there's so much misinformation that's construed out on CNN and these networks. It's just it's outrageous. I mean, everybody, you know, in part of this report, oh, you know, crops are going to be ruined, and you know, it's going to be drought and all that. I mean, listen, have you looked at the grain prices recently, like today? Yeah, I mean, this is such an abundant crop and a bumper crop. You can't even. I mean, that's why the price is going down, because they've never had yields like this ever. These are record yields. Now, look, there are some areas, because I saw a farmer, you know, there are some areas where the beans, you know, maybe they got too much rain. But one of the benefits of, look, oh, by the way, how many storms how many, you know, storms that you can remember this year have we had, right?
Right.
Two. Some, I mean, there are years when we had 5 to 10, you know, pretty bad hurricanes in one year. We got 2 this year. One of them was really bad. Well, they were both bad. One was tremendous rainfall and flooding. The other one was wind speed and flooding. But, you know, we only had 2. And yet there's you know, they're calling it the end of the world. The wildfire thing, look, you know, we're at the peak. We're coming off a peak in this sunspot activity. And if you look at the chart of the sunspot activity, you know, the first peak was in 2000, which is when Al Gore, you know, started this whole climate change thing, right at the peak, right? Then we went down into and now we've had a secondary peak in 2014, and we're coming off it, and we're going into a, you know, potential ice age in the next 10 years or so, 10 or 11 years. And so things could be very, very different. And look, somebody put a Twitter out on the weekend showing a huge volcanic eruption. I mean, there's more, as we've said on this show before, with all the volcanic in the last 4,000 years, there's more volcanic effluent going into the atmosphere than all human activity combined, possibly since the beginning of the world. So it's all this stuff about human. I mean, look, you cannot alter the climate of the world. That's just absolutely crazy, that idea. And the fact of the matter is the air is getting cleaner. We're the cleanest air today in the U.S. in decades, since the smokestack days of the early steel, industry, back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Remember what I told you about London, when you used to go out and you get soot around your nose and things like that, back in the 70s.
My wife was telling me the other day that if you live in, I think it was Paris, she said, it's the equivalent of smoking 1 cigarette a day.
It might be. It might be. I mean, look, the U.S. is by no means perfect, but the reason why Trump got out of this deal was because it was a bad deal for the U.S. They wanted, as usual, the U.S. to pay all the bills, and put the limitations on the U.S. that China didn't have to implement till 2025 or India 2030. I mean, it was a totally skewed deal. Anybody who's got half a brain could have figured that out. But of course, people like Kerry and Obama couldn't sign it quick enough. So that's the real story. And listen, we're all for solar, and it's coming anyway. I mean, there's probably solar, wind power and solar power are increasing, as a percentage of total production at a pretty rapid clip. It's about as fast as it can happen, and within reason. And the other thing is natural gas, which is we're the Saudi Arabia of natural gas. Natural gas is displacing, a lot of fuels, coal, etc., even clean coal, more and more. So it's having a huge impact on the benefits to the U.S. And the other thing is emission control, so cars and better technology, better engines, cleaner burning engines, which the U.S. leads the world in, is the reason why the U.S. is number one in particle emissions right now. So it's it's kind of I'm not buying all this stuff about Armageddon and all this, and it's quite possible the sea levels will actually go down, not up. The ice is actually reforming in a lot of places. I mean, it's just this has been going on for thousands of years. There's been cold spells and warming spells and long before humans ever had anything to do with it. I mean, it's a fact.
It is. You're absolutely right. It is a fact. That's the science right there, what you just said. That's the science. Hey, that call I just took, I'm going to have to duck out a little bit early today.
That's okay.
Kind of a we'll pick it up tomorrow and take it from there.
Okay. Well, listen, thanks for the invite.
Thank you so much, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, we're going to have to wrap it today, but I'll be here tomorrow, and I'll be at Telegram this afternoon. Mentoring sessions, anything you need, you know how to reach me, give a call. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, God continue to richly bless you with His mercy and with His grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading Emini Futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.